Today's show is brought to you by the incredible On Top of the World Chorus. Back in December, we gave you a sneak preview of their holiday concert. And see, if you caught that episode, you already know the group is more than about just beautiful harmony. They're about community, connections, and telling powerful stories through music. So, okay, this April, they're back with a very special performance celebrating our country's 250th birthday, honoring America's journey through song, the moments, the memories, and the music that shaped who we are. If you're looking for something meaningful, uplifting, and truly local to experience right here in Ocala, you don't want to miss it. Stick around. And now, let's get to today's conversation. Hey, welcome to Voices on Main Street, the show that gives local businesses a real voice, powered by people, shared with purpose, amplified by AI. I'm your host, Jacky B, and today we're talking to Jeff Stone, who helps everyday people make ends meet, find hidden treasures, and get fast help when they need it most. Please welcome the owner of Hurricane Pond here in Ocala, Jeff Stone. Hey.
Hey guys, how's it going?
All right, good. Good to see you, my friend. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now we start off every show in a similar fashion with a warm-up. I like to call pass the mic. So, Jeff, here's your opener. As laughter is the best medicine, how do you find laughter in your day?
Laughter in my day makes me smile when I help people. That's the biggest thing. Pawn shops are into money. I do need the money, but I also love helping people. Period.
Nice.
Love it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Keep that thought in mind because at the end of the show, you're going to get to ask a question to pass on to our next guest.
Okay,
All
that's
right.
cool.
Yeah, now on to our next segment. People are asking. This is our SEO segment. So it's time to shift gears into one of the most important part of our shows. And again, this is our people are asking segment. It's real people, the questions that real people are typing into Google, they're asking AI, or they wonder before they walk into a pawn shop. So, Jeff, you're the expert. Let's walk some people through this. All
Okay.
right. So, what does a pawn shop like Hurricane Pawn actually do for people in Ocala?
What's that now?
What does a what do you guys do for the people in Ocala? What does a pawn shop do?
We help people that are a little short on money to buy groceries and get gas in the car to make it to work. That's what pawn
Nice.
shops do.
Yeah, you help people out. Nice,
That's right.
nice.
That's right.
Fits your personality, doesn't it?
Yep. Yeah. Well, I hope so.
So let me ask you then. My next question: how does a pawn loan work at Hurricane Pawn?
Very simple. Most all pawn shops offer a 25%. So let's say you buy a laptop and it's $100 in the store, and you need to borrow some money for some groceries or gas to get to work. You bring it to us. We lend you $25 on it at 25%, and you pay us back $12.50 at the end of that month.
Okay, all right, all right. Well, let me ask you this: how much money can someone usually get for an item? I think you kind of touched on it with that last question.
Yeah, it depends on what it is. You know what I'm saying? Let's say there's a gold ring and they need to borrow $200 or $300 on that gold ring. And if it's worth more than they want to borrow, we lend it to them.
Okay, all right.
But it
So,
usually goes off of 25% of an item. You know what I'm saying? So if it's worth $1,000, we're gonna give you 100, maybe $200. And then Ocala, Marion County is 25%. What the whole state of Florida is 25%. So
let me ask you something. Would I get more money if I sell it instead of pawning it?
some stores do that. We don't want it. We just want you to borrow the money, come back and get your item, and pay the little interest fee on it. A lot of people say 25% is a lot of money, but a credit card is even more than that. It's more than a
Yes,
credit card. That's right. That's right.
credit cards are 29.99%.
That's right. That's
Oh,
right. I remember when that things was 8%, but yeah, they're 29, 30%. So we're
yeah.
cheaper. We're cheaper than than at a pawn shop than a credit card is. Yep, exactly right.
So let me ask you this. What kind of items does Hurricane Pawn pay the most money for?
Gold,
Gold. That's the big one
gold,
today, right
gold
now.
is over $4,000 an ounce. That's right. We pay a lot of money for gold. Yeah. A
All
little bit
right.
of gold goes a long ways. When I got in the pawn business, it was $280 an ounce. It's $4,000 an ounce.
All right. Let me ask you this: what should someone do before bringing in an item in to get the most for it?
What mostly people bring in?
Well, no. What should I do? Like, if I want to get the most money for my thing, what should I do before I bring it into you?
Nothing. Just come see us.
Just come see you, huh?
It's just, I mean, there's really nothing to do. See, most people have 14 karat, 10 karat, 14 karat, 16 karat, 18 karat, and 24 karat. Okay. Most people don't have 24 karat. They're going to have a 10 karat ring, which is not an ounce of gold is $4,000. That ring does not wear an ounce and it's not 24 carats, it's 10 karat.
So it's not worth as much.
No, it's not going to be worth it much. But a lot of people say, "Well, I have so many grams of gold." Well, maybe you do, and maybe you don't. The thing about it is, I'll give you an example here. Make a long story, but let's say you bring in a piece of 1 gram. It weighs 1 gram. 1 gram. Okay. All right. Now, but it's only 10 karat. Okay. So
Mhm.
1 gram of 10 karat is 41.67% real gold. All right. So 1 gram of gold at $4,000 of an ounce. All right. All right. Is only $54.20. Let's see if we can go here to ounces. We go to ounces. All right. So let's say you have 1 gram, 1 ounce of gold. Okay.
Mhm.
And it's 10 karat. All right. You only have 41.67%. And at $4,045 an ounce right now, it's only worth $1,685. Now you do the same thing on 14 karat, and it bumps it up to 23.59 at today's prices. So most people don't have an ounce of gold. All right, they have 10 carats of gold, which is only 58.33%.
In other words, if I have to have a true ounce of gold, I have to have an ounce of 24 karat gold.
That's right. If you have 24 karat, 24
And
carats of gold, it's worth $4,045.52 today. That's what it's worth.
Mhm.
1 ounce coin, 999. That's 24 karat. That's right.
Excellent. Okay. Well, that brings up a good question. Let me ask you this, Jeff. Are pawn shops safe and regulated?
Yes, highly regulated, highly regulated. Only a person with no brains would bring a stolen item to a pawn shop because we take your ID, we make a copy of your ID, and we take a fingerprint. Yeah, the Department of Agriculture, believe it or not, Department of Agriculture monitors all pawn shops in the state of Florida. So they ask, how did they get involved in it? 200 years ago, or whenever, they they said, all right, well, you guys don't have much to do. You take care of pawn shops in the state of Florida. That's right. So that's how they do it. They even have guns. They come in with guns on. Yeah. They were highly regulated by the state of Florida. Yes, sir. Here we are.
Let me ask you this, and how do you protect people's items? So if I bring something in, how do I know I'm gonna come back next month and get it?
Well, we just put it, we do the pawn, and let's say it's jewelry. We put it in a bag. We got a sticker. It prints a sticker. We take a sticker. We put it on the bag and put the bag in our safe. All right. Let's say it's a PlayStation 5. All right. A lot of people pawn them. We take that same item, put the controllers and the cords in a bag, print 2 tickets. One goes on the item, one goes on the bag, and we put it on the back shelf. So your number is 4027. That's your number on your ticket. Okay. You bring your ticket back in or your driver's license. We match it up, make sure you're the right person that pawn it, and or the ticket, and then we go get your item because your ticket is 4027. The ticket on the shelf is going to be 4027.
All right. So here we go. Is buying jewelry from a pawn shop a good deal?
The best. If you're buying your jewelry at any name brand jewelry store, You might as well just before you get there, just take your money and throw it out the window. And I'm not just because it's not just because I know what you're thinking. It's not because I own a pawn shop. That's not true, Jack. Okay. Okay, I'll give you an example. I'm be married 41 years or 42 years this year, January. We went and
Congratulations.
bought, I'm not going to say the name, but a name brand jewelry store and bought a set of rings. They was nugget rings. They looked identical. Mine was a 12 and hers was like a 3 or 4. We paid I want to say $600 a piece for them. Engagement rings, okay? Today, at the prices that go today, if I went home and bought that ring, it wouldn't cost $600. I couldn't borrow $600 on my engagement ring that I bought 41 years ago when gold was probably $127 an ounce. It's 800 to 900 times the value of your item that you're buying at that store. That's right. If you're going anywhere else, and then a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't want to buy a jewelry that is already has history to it," or a woman told me one day had misery to it. If you think that any name brand, and I know of multiple name brand stores, go to pawn shops, buy the rings from the pawn shop and mostly diamonds and resell them in their store as new diamonds. They do it every day. I'm not going to mention the name, but a friend of mine who owns Mark Jewelry and Pawn down in Bellevue, he has 2 or 3 major companies come in and buy diamonds from him that take them back to their store and recirculate them diamonds. If you think you got a diamond from Africa, a blood diamond out of Africa that they just got out of the ground on your hand, you need to buy some dry land on the Everglades because it's not true. It's been circulated. Even one on my wife's fingers probably been circulated 15 times. It don't matter. So I tell people to stay away from the name brand jewelry stores. Mostly
All right.
lab diamonds. Oh, don't buy no lab diamonds. They're worth nothing. It costs
Oh,
pennies to
really?
make. Oh my God, lab diamonds are terrible. Terrible. They're not worth nothing. Nothing.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Wow. All right. Well, that wraps up our SEO segment. Thanks for that was a lot of great information, Jeff. I appreciate that.
You're
Uh,
welcome. Thank you for asking.
no, and now that we've covered the business side, let's get personal for a moment.
All right.
People love hearing the human side behind the counter. What's something about your journey that people might be surprised to learn?
Been married for 41 years. I have 4 children. I have 13 grandchildren. From the
Whoa.
age of 20 to 2. Very big family. I wasn't born in Florida. I was born in Indiana. Moved down here in 68, 69. Went to Anthony Elementary School and ended up at North Marion High School. And I went to Africa for 5 years. That's the
Wow.
flag behind you on the wall came from Africa. I
Wow.
worked for a company that was run by a Saudi company, but the CEO and the presidents all was from America.
Wow. That is unexpected.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. What's one habit or routine that keeps you grounded or motivated? What motivates you?
just helping people.
Yeah.
It's all it is. Just helping people. They're helping me to make a living, and I'm helping them go through life. 90% of America is broke. Okay, they live paycheck to paycheck. All right. Then you might not believe that, but they do. Okay. So we're here to help. If you took your television or your diamond ring to the bank and you needed some money, you can't get no money at the bank.
True.
Pawn shops
That's
are
true.
there. It's the second oldest profession in the world. In the world. Not just America, in the world. The second oldest profession. And we've been helping people for some time.
Wow. Wow. I didn't realize the profession was that old.
Oh
Wow.
yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. You ever see the
That's a
three
thing.
balls? You ever see the pawnbroker? It's got three balls on it. They have them on
Yeah.
hanging out. That means buy, sell, and trade. That's what that means.
Buy, sell, and trade. All right. Great. See, we learn something new every day.
Every day. That's right.
Every day. You know what? Well, now it's time for our special segment. It's the local loop. This is our mystery wheel per se.
Okay.
On that wheel, let's say we have a local love drop. That if it lands on a local love drop, Jeff's got something special for you. We got behind the biz. We have pro tip drop. We have curveball Q, and we have a local left. And so I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Let me share my screen here with you. And so you can see exactly what we're going to do here and see the wheel spinning.
I see it spinning.
There you go. Round and round she goes. And she's going to stop at local left drop. Is it going to go? Oh, it'll go to local left. It went to local left. So for the local left, we want you to give us the name of a business in your area, Jeff. Give them a shout out.
The one probably I'd want to shout out to would be Triple Crown Homes in Ocala, Florida. It's the best built home in Florida, in my opinion. That's John Plunkett and his family. Great people, great family, great construction company. Definitely Triple Crown Homes.
Okay. All right, that's great. Before we move on, you know what? Give us one quick tip, something that people in Ocala should know, they should do, try, or I know we talked about it, but what's a good pro tip from our resident pawn shop expert?
The tip for Marion County is probably get up a little earlier in the morning. All right.
Get it?
That's right. Get up a little earlier so you don't have to rush to get to work. I leave my house at 2 hours early just to make it here to get 8 o'clock in the morning. I get up
Wow.
2 hours early.
Wow. You
Years
make sure
ago,
you're
Jack, it wasn't like that. You could drive from Dunellen to Ocala and never see a car, but the traffic is terrible. Yeah,
it is.
it
It
is
is.
terrible. Yeah.
It is. All right. Well,
That's the
hey,
tip I have for people in Marion County. Get up a little earlier. Yeah,
avoid that traffic. That sounds great.
that's
All
right.
right. So we're going to go into our next segment, and this segment is called Flip the Mic. So up until now, I've been steering the conversation, but now once again, I'm going to flip the mic. So Jeff, this is your moment. You can ask anything you want, or you can talk about something that's important to you, a message, a story, thought, anyway, anything you want to say. The mic is yours.
Okay. Well, Jack, I'm going to switch that question right around to you. What makes Jack, the wonderful person you are, what makes you want to help people?
It makes me feel good. I mean,
It
you
does,
know
doesn't
that
it?
feeling because you and I have been kindred spirits since we met because I think we both come from that same place. Like the whole purpose of this show, the principle behind it was to help local businesses. That's why I got into marketing. And now I get the opportunity to talk to people like yourself. And it doesn't feel like work. So I know I've found my calling because I enjoy helping people, grow their businesses and getting out there and sharing. So thank you for
You've
asking.
helped my business a lot, and I really appreciate you, Jack. You really have. Yeah,
Wow, thank you.
yeah,
Thank you very,
a
very
lot.
much. I do appreciate that. All right. So now we got a new segment.
Okay.
So this is a business show and it's all about promoting the business. My thing is I call it VIA, and that is visibility, influence, and authority. In that vein, we want to help you to grow your business. So I call this next segment Time to Make the Donuts. What is the main product or service that you want people to know?
And my business is just that if you need help, come to me. Okay. It doesn't really matter. It does matter what it is, but we help people out every day. From people who have come in here and not promoting this, but we've helped people out that even didn't have nothing for us to take in. We like to help people out. Just come talk to us. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing. I have a little lady that pawns her ring, and the ring's worth about $30, but she borrows $100 every time she comes in because she comes back. I can't do that with everybody, but I can do that with certain people. Relationship with us is a big thing. Regulars, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people that come in and regularly need our help, and we're here to help them.
Awesome. And let me ask you again, this is down to that short and sweet segment. What problem does Hurricane Pond solve?
I think it helps people eat at night. Sometimes people don't have enough money for food. Rent is a big thing. Marion County used to be, if you owned rented a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, it was $600 a month. In 2013, today that same house is $2,000 a month. Okay, so we're here to help people make that mortgage if they're out of work. You know what I'm saying? We're here for that. We're here to help you that car payment. Which is ridiculous too. Car payments are ridiculous. Today is harder and harder and harder and harder to do that. Mostly if you don't have two people working in a job. Me and my wife has always had a job, one way or other, and it takes both of us to make our bills. Sometimes the husband gets laid off, sometimes the wife gets laid off, but that's what we're here for, to help you get through that little bit of problem you have of money
Right.
shortage.
So I guess the problem that you solve is you solve the cash problem,
Cash
right?
problem. That's right.
You solve the cash problem. And the most important benefit people get from that is that they get to be able to pay their bills, their rent, mortgage, whatever it might be at the time. All right. Well, that was our time to make the donuts. And speaking of, it's time for us to make a donuts. Here's a few words from our sponsor. All right. I just want to take a quick moment to tell you what makes Voices on Main Street different. If you're watching this episode, it's because you want real answers. And that's what Voices on Main Street is built around, asking the questions that people are already asking, whether they're typing it into Google, asking Alexa, Siri, or even your friends. These are the questions that matter before you spend your time, your money, or your trust. Every conversation you hear on this show is all about clarity, understanding how things really work straight from the people living and working right here in your community. And when you tune in, you're doing more than listening. You're helping shine a light on local voices, the local businesses, and local stories that deserve to be heard. So this conversation is helping you. Stick with us, and let's keep moving Main Street forward together. All right, back to the show. And we're back. All right. So before we wrap up, we always have one tradition on this show, and that's called Pass the Mic. And what question would you like to pass forward to a future guest?
I don't know. I don't know that question. I've already asked you a question. You stumped me on that one, Jack. I don't know what to say.
So anything that you want them to answer. So if you recall, one question was the first question that we had was how do you find joy in life? What
Uh
your
huh.
question was how do you find laughter? You can take that in any direction, I suppose. I don't know. What would you like a future guest to answer? What would you want me to ask anybody go that might come on the show?
I don't know about asking. I just think everybody should treat everybody with respect. You know what I'm saying? In life. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
From the richest guy in the world to the poorest person in the world, everybody should treat everybody equal. There should be no. And my question is why can't we all just get along? You know what I'm saying? And that the world is full of hate and full of cheating people. Just everybody treat everybody with respect, and I think the world would be a better place.
Yeah, we definitely agree. And it's interesting, real quick story. I know it's kind of off track, but it was funny because I've always treated people with respect. And I had a job. Most of you know that I was a DJ for 40 years. And one of the clubs I worked at, we had a person that worked the parking lot. He was the parking lot guy. And, nobody gave him any respect, right? I mean, but me, I always treat everybody with respect,
Right.
take care of them. And
He
the,
had
the
an
funny
important
story,
job. That's right.
yeah, well, one day we came in and he was the new assistant manager.
Really? Now that's funny. Hey,
Yeah.
listen, maybe he's qualified.
He was qualified. He did an okay job.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But okay, we need to come up with a question though for our future guests. It's an important part of our show. Let's think about something.
John F. Kennedy. I'm not a Democrat, but I would just tell you he's one of my favorite. John F. Kennedy.
Yes,
He
I
said,
agree.
don't ask what America can do for you, but what you can do for America." And he said that, and them words have stuck with me all my life.
That's a good
Um,
question. What can you do for America?
it's right. What can you?
I,
What
I
can
think
you do
that's a
for? What can you do for your country? You know what I'm
I
saying?
think that's a great question right
Yeah.
there, Jeff. That's amazing. Amazing question. And
He was an
he
amazing
my son,
man. He was an
yes,
amazing
he
man.
was. It truly was. He truly was. All right. So now it comes to what we call the mystery gift. And we've been on this show for a little while. If you stuck around, we appreciate you. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Both Jeff and I thank you for sticking around and listening to us old guys talk. Um, so if you did stick around, I am going to say this. This is our mystery gift. Don't put it in the chat. Don't put it online. Don't tell anybody what the mystery gift is because
Okay.
this is only for people that stay to the end of our podcast. So
All
if
right.
somebody asks you what that is, I want the viewers here to tell the person that they have to watch the show. So Jeff, what do you have for those people that stuck around to the end today? What should they when they come in and they say,
Well,
"Hey, I saw you on the Voices on Main Street." What do you got for us?
I got a lot of stuff that we could give someone, but if you come in and you said you seen our show, I have a brand new monitor for that person.
Monitor.
A monitor. Yep.
Wow. All
Brand new in the
right.
box. Yep. I think there's.
Who is gonna
Yep.
That's a pretty amazing gift. All right, folks, you heard
Yep.
it
They're very
right.
nice monitors. Yep.
You heard it right from the horse's mouth. That's Jeff. Now, I will tell you something that this show is being recorded in November and will probably air in early December. I assume that that gift will be gone pretty quick. It's a good time. Make sure you get in there
It
before
is. It's
Christmas
just in
this year.
time for Christmas. Yeah. It's
That's
just in time for
right.
Christmas.
That's
Yeah.
right. Awesome. Now, there's one more thing that I want to mention. We consider ourselves a family. This is the Bombs family, Voices on Main Street family. And I call this next section the Bombs Boost because what it is, we want to boost local. So, how can you support our local businesses? And it's easy, folks, and it doesn't cost you anything. You can like a post, just got some social media presence. I will put his information on the screen at the end of the show. Or you can, if you've been a customer, leave a review for that customer of that business because that's huge for us. So like and
Oh yeah.
support us, and we truly appreciate it. All right,
That's it.
thanks, Jeff. I appreciate so much for you being us on here with us today. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Voices on Main Street. Our guest today was Jeff Stone from Hurricane Pond, helping Ocala get fair value, fast help, and real community connection. You can find them at hurricanepond.com. They're right here in town. I'll put all of their information up on the screen. Thanks again for joining us. Thank you to our sponsor. Thank you to our community. I'm Jacky B. And remember, every voice on Main Street matters. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you this. Voices like the one you heard today don't happen by accident. They're powered by local businesses who believe in showing up for their community. If you're a business owner who wants to be seen, heard, and trusted right here on Main Street, sponsoring Voices on Main Street, put your message in front of an engaged local audience that actually listens. Our sponsors aren't interrupting the conversation. They're part of it. Your business gets aligned with real stories, real people, and real community impact. Again, if that sounds like the kind of visibility you want, reach out to us and let's talk about becoming a sponsor. Thanks for being part of the Voices on Main Street family, and we'll see you the next time.